tonight. To some, he was a hero. To others, a tyrant. Reactions are pouring in from around the world to the death of former Cuban leader Fidel Castro. Here's a look in Mexico City, where flowers and candles were left outside of the Cuban embassy to honor him. Some of those reactions, however, even coming from local residents here in the tall city. Local 2's Jessica Vallejo joins us live in the control room after speaking with a man who shares his experience while living under the Castro reign. Jessica?
Well, Dawn, there is a small population of Cubans living locally, and they have been affected by the passing of the former Cuban president, Fidel Castro. But I spoke to one Midland man, and he shares his reaction after living through the Castro regime. Some people in the nation celebrating the passing of former Cuban President Fidel Castro, who led the Cuban reign for 6 decades. But one person here not celebrating as he reflects on Castro's leadership while he lived in Cuba.
I was called at 3 a.m. with people celebrating to tell me Fidel was dead, and I just said, well, okay.
Hector de la Hoya was born and raised in Cuba and came to the U.S. 5 years ago. He says he almost wishes Castro lived longer to experience what many like himself already lived through.
Meaning he is dead means he is not suffering. He should have suffered a little more. Meaning he is dead, he is at peace. The damage has already been done.
De la Hoya saying many Cubans who have suffered, including him, lost loved ones in the revolution fighting for freedom.
Suffering, lots. So many Cubans have escaped to come here, have been separated from their families, drowned at sea, and died trying to cross the border.
De la Hoya working now in Midland as a truck driver, leaving his wife, kids, and family behind to feed them back in Cuba. He says he came to the U.S. because his future as a physics teacher wasn't enough to provide for his loved ones.
In Cuba, the only future you have is to be poor. You simply live day by day. People just trying to sell things to be able to eat.
And he tells us why this is his reaction to Castro's death.
I want to see Cuba free again from the Castros. My dream ever since I was born.
Now, De La Hoya says he will celebrate the day he sees his family and his land prosper, the day he is able to call Cuba home like his parents once did.